that you have a wonderful journey sitting at the lotus feet of the Bhajan Kutir of Gopal Bhatt Goswami. A wonderful place at the Sanket. So those spiritual warriors who made our journey successful was Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, Yamuna Sundari Mataji, I.V. Gautam, Ravi Pipilia Prabhu, Sneha Mataji, Govinda Gita Mataji, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Shikha and Pankaj Gupta, Sistastika Devidasi, Parmeshwari Devidasi, Amol and Smita Panchmande, Sitala Priya Devidasi, Sachinandan Krishna Prabhu, Saman Panchal Prabhu, Parmanand Hari Prabhu, Nandan Priya Mataji, Sugandh Raj Prabhu, Aradhana Devidasi. Today Manmatha Anand Prabhu has the difficulty on internet, but his son Ram joined. Haribol. Srinivas Acharya Prabhu, Girivaridhari Prabhu, Shriya Mataji, Kasturi Manjari Mataji, Nadia Kumar Prabhu, Hanuman Prabhu, Prathmesh Prabhu, Prafulanand Madhav Prabhu, Shripad Lalita Devidasi, and their daughter Akshata, Janki Khan Prabhu, Lavanga Latika Mataji, Tapti Ghosh Mataji, Rohit Mishra Prabhu, Pandurang Devdas Prabhu, Damodar Rati Mataji, Saraswati Devidasi, Sumitra Radha Devidasi, Devendra Krishna Prabhu. After a long time, I think he missed today before joining 4:30. Some good reason must be there. Devian Sansaloni, Braj Vinod Prabhu, Anand Vinodini Mataji, Madhvi Gopi Mataji, Amal Atman Prabhu. I didn't see Recoil Eye today, Haribol. Rupa Vilas Prabhu, Shrudhir Krishna Prabhu. I didn't see Sakhi Saran Devidasi unless I missed her name, Haribol. Anita Saha, Nitya Navali Devidasi, Sri Kumar, Shrikant Survase, Srinivas Charan Prabhu, Nissan Sharma Prabhu was there before 2 o'clock. Namanand Prabhu, Prem Vinodini Mataji, Abhay Prabhu, Veena Mataji, Vijay Krishna Prabhu, Tulsi Priya Mataji, and Jai Govinda Prabhu, Rajendra Prabhu, Uttam Bhakta Prabhu, Vallabhi Mataji, Bhadra Bharti Mataji, Kamal Mukha Krishna Prabhu, Sarva Tarak Prabhu, Krita Lakshman Prabhu, Matangi Gopi Mataji, and their daughter. I have been requesting Radhika to join, so she made me happy joining today. Welcome, Radhika. Manoj Kapoor, Kamal Priya Mataji, Karuna Mai Mataji, Radha Charan Prabhu, Abhay Charan Prabhu, Shukruti Devidasi, Kamini Priya Mataji, Sankarshan and Manjari, Sharmishta Sahi Mataji, Kanta Mataji, Vani Prabhu, Shankari Kaur Devidasi, Radha Vallabh Prabhu, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Harikatha Mataji, Rasa Kita Prabhu, Anand Radhika Mataji, Advait Prabhu, Rajesh and Sweta, Amit and Prem Priya Padma Mataji, Suchitra Mataji, Sisa Kapoor Mataji. Today I didn't see Rashmi Mataji. Haribol. Lekha Mataji, Thaneshwar Prabhu, Madan Mohan Kandu Prabhu, Murli Manohar Prabhu, always join before 2 o'clock. Haribol. Arvind and Priyanka Mataji, Sarva Sakti Devidasi, Hemangjani Chauhan Mataji joined after a while, some break, and same thing with Gadadhar Chandra Prabhu. After a break, Prabhu joined. Thank you very much. Leela Manjari Mataji, Sundarangi Devidasi, Sundar Gopal Prabhu, Rati Prabhu. I have to update my list so I can read very quickly. Nirmala Matnuri, Nama Priya Mataji, Kalpataru Mataji, Raghava Perumal Srinivas Prabhu, Anand Leela Devidasi, Ashish Khanna, Balaji Prabhu, Rajesh Sharma, Satya, Raman Krishna Prabhu, Leela Mangala Devidasi, Radha Sivadasi, Mulli Mohan Prabhu, Shakti Mata Devidasi, Dinesh Prabhu joined today, Haribol, Sri Devi joined, Priya Kishori Devidasi, Kishore Krishna Prabhu. Those are the devotees who joined. If I have missed someone, please forgive me. And let's hear the Damodar Ashtakam before we will read on the text today.
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं यशोदाभियो लोकलाघवमानां परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्या हृदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रं युग्मं मृजन्तम् कराम्भोजयुग्मेन शातकनेत्रं मोहश्वासकाम्बत्रिरेखाङ्ककण्ठा स्थितग्रैव दामोदरां भक्तिबद्धम् इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् अख्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषिताग्नेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तां शतावृत्तिवन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चन्यं व्रणेऽहं वरिषदपीहा इदं देव पूर्णाथ गोपालबाला सदा मे मनस्य वीरस्तां किमन्ये इदं ते मुखाम्भोजमत्यान्तनीलै वृत्तं कुण्डले स्निग्धरक्ताश्च गोप्या मोहश्चुम्बितां बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्य विरास्तं मलं लक्षलाभै नमो देवदामोदरानन्तविष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजलाब्धिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यादिदीनां पतानो गृणानेश मामग्ना मेधाक्षि दृश्या कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धा मूर्त्यैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितो भक्ति भजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मे स्थिदामोदरेह नमस्तेऽस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाथ विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीया प्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम्
Thank you very much, Ishwar Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji, you got muted.
Thank you. Yeah, also we welcome Riya Saroha Mataji, Vasudha Devidasi from Jammu Kashmir, and also Jai Sachinandan Prabhu. Thank you very much for joining. So we will read one paragraph what we read to bring up to this speed, and then we will continue on the last Damodar Ashtakam, text number 8. When the Visuddha Tattva comes in the heart of a living being, it means the descent of Ladini Sakti, which means personification of Radharani. So when Radharani's mercy comes in the form of bhakti, then this Ladini enlightens the Chit nature. Chit means the intelligent functions. So when intelligence becomes illuminated by bhakti, then one can understand the transcendental nature of God and his pastimes. Otherwise, in the present moment, our chit, our intelligence, is little bit mundane, and therefore we cannot fully understand these pastimes. We cannot understand Krishna properly. We try, we chant, we read, we do everything to understand, but still the realization does not fully manifest in our heart because of the Ladini Sakti has not yet descended in our heart. This is very wonderful to meditate upon. So when does Ladini Sakti descend? We're now reading for today's. That can be at any time. There is no schedule for it. But how will it come? It has to come from Krishna's eternal associate. It has to come from they who have this manifest in their heart. They alone can bestow that on us. And Rupa Goswami says that ultimately you have to follow in the footsteps of Lord's beloved devotees of Vrindavan. Why? Because we have to beg from them their mercy. Otherwise, our hearts are still in a very shallow state. The feelings are not deep. Love is not deep. So we are begging this from the eternal associates of Krishna. And we are very fortunate that Srila Prabhupada has made the arrangement. Here in Mayapur, he gave the instructions, Radha Krishna Ashtasakhi. So we have so much opportunity to beg so much mercy. And that's the reason we every day go to Brajadham to chant our Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we can get the association of the divine couple and their wonderful Brajvasis. As long as we will keep the close association of those liberated souls and hear their chanting and associate with them, begging the mercy, our journey will become one day successful. We can beg the mercy of Acharyas, who are also eternal associates of the Lord. On these days, just like we recently had Disappearance Day of Srila Gaur Das Babaji Maharaj, such a great opportunity to beg mercy from such an exalted Vaishnava. Very, our Guru Parampara is so elevated. We don't have to go anywhere. There are eternally liberated as eternal associates have come in our disciplic succession. You know, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he appeared to be an illiterate, but he used to keep two books, especially Song of Narottam Das Thakur Pratana and Prema Bhakti Chandrika. And he would sing them, and he would just call out, Hey Radhe. He would sing a beautiful song, which was like Mahamantra to him. He's calling out to Srimati Radhika. So person like this, on this appearance day and disappearance day, we get such an opportunity to assess these personalities and to pray from them. Please bestow your mercy upon me. But we should know what to pray for. Our prayer to them has to be in the right mood with the right objective. And that is why Srila Prabhupada says, we should learn the prayers of great devotees, because on our own, what are we going to compose? Our heart is at this point, as my Guru Maharaj says, that Shival, the feelings are shallow. So if we try to express our own thoughts, not so much will be there. And that's the reason I think earlier in our Zoom call, We read 26 personality has offered the prayer to Lord Sri Krishna from Srimad Bhagavatam. It was very nice. It will lack eloquence both in expression and in actual thought and content. So if we utilize the prayers and if we repeat the words of Acharya, this will be most effective. And we should know what to pray for. Certainly he knows what to pray for. We can see how thoughtfully he has composed these verses. So Ananta Lila includes all of the pastimes of Gokul Vrindavan, but it begins and especially highlights the pastime of Krishna's Rasa Lila. And this is the actual confidential purport of this verse revealed by Sanatan Goswami. Ananta, that which has no end. The Rasa Lila goes on for how long? It is said that in order to satisfy Krishna and gopis, the time energy of the Lord arranged to extend one night of Rasa Lila to be as long as night of Brahma. So it's a 4,430,000,000 years that dance Rasa Lila continues. And how many times they dance Rasa Lila? It is not just one night. You go to Braj and you will see so many different places where Krishna danced Rasa Lila. As today also when we spend the time in the Sanket, that's also the Rasa Lila happened at that place where we were chanting today. So this is Krishna's Rasa dance. Then Lila is composed of the words tu, li and la. So syllable li means to embrace and syllable la means to accept. So Lila means when Krishna accepts the embrace of the gopis, and this goes on Ananta Lila. Now Sanatan Goswami is giving us the actual inner meaning of this verse as he can understand this perfectly. With our contaminated senses, we will never grasp those points, but they are so kind to us to reveal everything. Otherwise, we can't perceive these things. Without the help of these acharyas, how can we draw this meaning, Lila, to embrace and to accept? So Krishna accepts the embraces of the gopis and Ananta without end in the form of a Ras dance. Thus he offered obeisances to the Rasa Lila and to all those Leelas associated with it. Ananta Leelayai. Furthermore, to all the pastime of the Gokul Vrindavan. So by hinting at this topic, because it is not clear, it is not open fact, how many years we have been singing this verse and no one is thinking particular about Rasa Lila until we hear the explanation of Sanatan Goswami. So Sanatan Goswami says that by only hinting like this, he wants to do, Satyavrata Muni is doing two things. One, he is indicating that this is the topmost pastimes, and second, he is indicating the most confidential of all pastimes. And as such, it should not be made very open. Those things which are confidential have to be discussed only amongst most qualified persons. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 10 Canto, 33rd chapter, that is the final chapter of Sri Krishna's Rasa Lila, there is a warning at the end. One who is not a great controller should never imitate the behavior of ruling personalities, even mentally. If out of foolishness an ordinary person does imitate such behavior, he will simply destroy himself just as a person who is not Rudra would destroy himself if he tried to drink an ocean of poisons. So similarly, anyone who is not qualified and tries to understand or contemplate this subject matter, Rasa Lila, it will be like drinking poison. And that is why Vyasadeva, Shukadeva Goswami have put a Rasa Lila pastime in 10 canto. First, making them to go through the first 9 cantos to gradually qualify oneself to hear Rasa Lila pastimes. Otherwise, if someone hears it, sometimes we see foolish people trying to imitate Krishna Ras dancing, and these people are called Prakrita Sahajis. I listen, I read that, I forgot to turn on the Krishna's flute. How can we live without the sound of the flute? So Srila Prabhupada went to the Hyderabad, and there was a richest man in Hyderabad, hosted Srila Prabhupada, and my Guru Maharaj was also with him. And they were treating them wonderfully. So after a couple of days, the Matajis of the host felt that we are now little close to Srila Prabhupada, so we should approach Prabhupada. So they went to Srila Prabhupada that we want to speak to you. So Prabhupada said yes. So when they went there, they requested Srila Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, you are a pure devotee of Krishna. We would like to hear the Rasa Lila from you. And Prabhupada says that I'm not qualified to even read. So we should know that how the subject matter is. Prematurely, we should not take any step in our devotional life, which is very harmful. So even if you do not try to imitate, and if one is not strictly following the rules and regulations of sadhana bhakti, and is not under the guidance of proper, genuine spiritual master, then hearing these subject matters will pollute the minds. And therefore, we do not see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu openly discussing this topic, neither our dear Srila Prabhupada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had 3.5 confidential devotees with whom he discussed this confidential topic. Who are they? Ramanand Roy, Swarup Damodar, his personal secretary, and 2 others. Anybody would like to guess who the other 2 are? Sikhi Mahiti and Sister Madhvi. So there 3.5 confidential devotees with whom all subject matters were discussed, and especially Swarup Damodar and Ramanand Roy, who were none other than Lalita Devi and Visakha Devi in the pastimes of Krishna. So he was very careful. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was very careful, and Srila Prabhupada was also very careful. Yeah, this is the pastime it happened that I narrated in 1972. It was in Madras. That his wife came early in the morning and asked Srila Prabhupada that, Swamiji, we want to hear Rasa Lila from you. And Srila Prabhupada folded his hands and said, I'm not fit to hear Rasa Lila. What to say of speaking it? Srila Prabhupada also did not discuss. So one has to be qualified. On the other hand, it is not inappropriate to hear about the Rasa Lila, to hear under the proper guidance. So therefore, we have Prabhupada's Krishna book, for example, given to us in very early phases of ISKCON, where Prabhupada described the Rasa Lila pastimes. So we can read that Krishna book. Why is that right to hear it? Because we are under the care and guidance of Srila Prabhupada. He is guiding you at every moment. So if you have proper guidance, then hearing the descriptions actually removes the lust from our heart, and it is recommended by our Acharya. And this is confirmed by the Shukadev Goswami also. Shukadev Goswami says, Vikriditam braja vadubhir idam cha Vishnu Shraddhanvito nushunyat atha varnayed ya Bhaktim param bhagavati pratilabhya kaman rudarogam ashwa apahanoti achirein adira. Anyone who faithfully hears or describes the Lord's playful affairs with the young gopis of Vrindavan will attain the Lord's pure devotional service. Thus, he will quickly become sober and will be able to conquer lust, the main disease of the life, of the heart. So actually, if we properly hear from the correct authority in right association with the right mood, then this disease of the heart, Rud Rog, will be cured. Now we have our doctor here. Have you got any medicine for this disease? My Gurudev is asking, what medicine will you advise? I'm only repeating the words of Srimad Bhagavatam, that the proper medicine for this disease is to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, to chant all the mantras and prayers which are given to us by our great acharyas, and to hear the pastime of Krishna, especially the pastime which involve Srimati Radharani and her gopis, which are especially recommended here by Sukadev Goswami as a cure for this disease of heart. This is the number one problem. That number one killer is heart disease. So you can say now that this is nothing new. Here is 5,000 years old text, and it was number one killer in those days also. They already knew the cure, and they are still trying to find a cure today. But since they are using only their logic and reason, they cannot cure this disease. But here is the cure which has been given by Sukadev Goswami. Here the last Rasa Leela pastime, Krishna dancing with the gopis from a pure devotee's lip like Srila Prabhupada, and your disease of the heart will become cured. So the Rasa Leela pastime is the cross jewel of all the Leelas, and it gives the cross jewel of all benefits, because anyone who hears these pastimes becomes attracted, can follow in the footsteps of the maidservant of the gopis. And therefore it is said that whoever is a devotee of this pastime is the cross jewel or the best of all devotees. So this is the final prayer of the Damodar Ashtakam, and its end in such a befitting way. So also there were some, when my Guru Maharaj was giving a class, there were some question and answer. We have some time, so we can dwell. Srila Prabhupada not only did not discuss openly Rasa Leela, he also advised that no one should live. He warned against the devotee living in Radhakund. Although in Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami says that this is the highest place of residence. Rupa Goswami has advices in Nectar of Instruction and Nectar of Devotion that one of the 5 potent forms of bhakti is to eternally reside, to always live in Brajadham, Vrindavan, or Navadvip, Mayapur. So physically, if we cannot stay there, at least we should try mentally. Mentally has many benefits than the physical. Because if you are there physically and then you don't follow properly, there are lots of offense we will commit. So rather than getting the benefit, we will get a lot of punishment. extremely careful if you decide to stay in Braj or any Navadvip Mayapur, unless you are really, really sure that you have the control of your senses. Otherwise, I don't know, my Guru Maharaj told me even that initial, nobody's to should stay in Vrindavan more than 3 days. That was the advice he gave me for the new people. He says that if you cannot do so by body, then do so within the mind. So live there mentally. So we have no qualification to live in the Radha Kund. One can only live in a Radha Kund in liberated stage. Otherwise, one cannot live there. Somebody has unmuted the phone. Some noise is coming. Actually, our Goswamis live there, headed by Raghunath Das Goswami. And we see when we visited Radha Kund and Shyam Kund, a beautiful samadhi at the Radhakant temple. Wonderful place to sit and chant. I really enjoy it. That place is special. But they all stayed there at different times. And even recently, Bhaktivinoda Thakur resided at Radha Kund, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur resided at Radha Kund. Our dear Srila Prabhupada did not reside here. Rather, he would come to visit there, and he would circumambulate and pay his respect. And in this way, always tried to foster a mood which will one day qualify us. It is not that we do not desire to reside there. Certainly, as follower Rupa and Raghunath, that is our desire. But one has to first deserve, and then we should desire. So we will try to do everything to qualify. And what is that? We do service to spiritual master instructions, service to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mission. And base qualification for residence in Lord's abode is to push forward very vigorously Krishna conscious movement. You know, we are not spending any time to help Chaitanya Mahaprabhu missions. So how can we even think to reside at the Radha Kund? And that is what Prabhupada emphasizes, this definite connection. The more you preach Krishna consciousness and expand the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the more your attractions increases and get the attentions of Krishna. And it is not only by favor of Nityanand Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that one will actually become qualified for the shelter of Radha and Krishna's lotus feet. So if we want, just as an example, that our dear Sankirtan devotee, Harinam Ananta Prabhu, a disciple of Rishikesh Maharaj, may have know that his history. He heard that you should go to Mayapur. So he and his friend went to Mayapur. And when he was in Mayapur, they told that you should always chant Hare Krishna while you are in Mayapur. This is the requirement. Listen attentively. So he was walking up and down this Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati road, chanting all day in Mayapur, days after day. Then someone told him that you should go to Vrindavan. And he was in Vrindavan. And someone told him that the best place of all is Radha Kund. So he went there and lived there for 3 months, and taking his bath every day in Radha Kund, staying there and chanting constantly. That is the requirement. Then somehow he decided that he wants to go back, join a temple, and he started distributing books like anything. So it's a reminder of Prabhupada. One time, one of the 2 sannyasis went to Vrindavan, to Radharaman temple. They were taking darshan. Pujari saw them and said, it is nice to see how devoted you are. If you continue to be this devoted to Radharaman in your next life, you can take birth here in Vrindavan and become their servant. So when Prabhupada heard that, he said that, what did you reply to that? So he said, you should have told them that if he keeps worshipping Radharaman this way, and we were seeing the deities of Radharaman, of Gopal Bhatt Goswami today. What a coincidence, huh? Beautiful deities, self-manifested deities in Vrindavan. And the current Acharya Padmanabha Swami, so kind, so kind. I think we were talking, I don't know with which Maharaj I was talking. And then I said that actually the Padmanabha Swami has so much affection for me that he always invite at his house to take the lunch with him. And only service I did. See, this is something is so wonderful that this personality, only thing I did so is when Padmanabha Swami visited Houston sometime in 90s. So Maharaj stays with me at my home. And I was just talking, and Maharaj is so friendly. Padmanabha Swami is a really exalted personality. And he just within our talk, and I come to know Maharaj has very little kids at that time. So I thought that what gift I can give, I would like to make the children happy. So I went to the toy store and I bought very advanced some toys, and Maharaj was so happy. Since then, Maharaj knows that if I have visited Vrindavan and not has visited his house, he get upset with me. So these are great Brajvasis. We just do little things, serve them in a nice mood, and they will give you everything. Maharaj always give me a special binocular that he carry when I want to see the Radharaman, and you can see beautifully. Maharaj has given the clothes of Radharaman also to me. Very kind. So Prabhupada heard that. He said, what did you reply to? He said, you should have told them that if he keeps worshipping Radharaman this way, in the next birth, he can take birth and go to the West and distribute books. So we see that the blessings of Srimati Radharani enable Harinam Ananta Prabhu to become a great book distributor. So there is so much connection in both respects. This is the way we will qualify ourselves, by pleasing our spiritual master and pleasing the Vaishnava of ISKCON. By service to the movement of ISKCON, this will give us number one best qualification for residence in the Dham. And always remember that we have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra constantly. If you can keep on chanting eternally, you can always reside there. Otherwise, think double before you decided to stay in Brajadham. And the same can be said for the resident of Navadvip Dham, which is so dear to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we will soon have the opportunity, if Nityanand Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu permit us, to again go on Navadvip Parikrama. And we will get such a good opportunity to take dust of the Dham, take dust of all residents' lotus feet. So pray for that fortune that you can join in Navadvip Parikrama. I didn't realize that we have already reached. There are some things and more. We will continue tomorrow. And with those thoughts, we should always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever we come across, we should give them a kind word that their life can also become successful and no fear in their life. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the dusk of these wonderful devotees who take their wonderful, important time to join and give their kind association to make our sadhana strong. Without the association of the devotees, our journey always remain empty. So I'm really grateful to you all for joining and giving the support. The devotee who joined from Aurora, Illinois, Cartondale, Houston, India, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Austin, Alachua, Tempe, Phoenix, College Station, San Jose, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baton Rouge, Baltimore, Portland, Dhaka, Orlando, Jacksonville, Ohio, St. Louis, New Delhi, and Jammu and Kashmir. Haribol. It gives that broad spectrum where is that all the devotees are spread all over the world. Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so wonderful. So thank you very much. Unless anyone has any question, comment, or corrections. This is now we have created another habit to prolong for 5